So let me get started by introducing my guest today. He is Jordan Boyd, and he is the president at advoz. Jordan, thank you for being here with me today. And can you describe what is advoz, the app, in a few words?
Yeah, absolutely, Omar. Thanks for having me. Advoz is basically an easy way for users to run Facebook and Instagram ads. So whether they want to request an audience for that ad, something that a lot of people have a lot of difficulty with, or even photo and video content is coming in our next release. So we're pretty excited.
That's pretty cool. And when it came to developing the brand, um, what were some of the challenges and why did you choose the present pixel out of so many competitors out there?
Yeah, well, and I think it's important for people to know, right? I'm in Canada, so we're not even in the same country. We've physically never met, right? And I think that's important for people to know because I'm not just looking in my city; I'm looking everywhere, right? So I'm scouring the internet. I'm scouring different design sites, Dribble, different things, trying to find sort of someone who I felt wasn't just a designer, but an artist. And I think that is an important differentiation that needs to be made with the present pixel is that it is a higher level of artistry that I think it takes to really create a brand that resonates with people and that people want to put on their shirt, right? And I think you guys have that at the present pixel, and that's why I chose you.
Thank you. And how did you find the process of us working together?
I was at first I was kind of annoyed because you started asking me all these questions and made me think about what I really wanted. But you know what? It was an awesome process because I think what you did differently than designers and artists I'd worked with in the past was you went deeper. You went and you said, okay, I don't just want to know, what brands resonate with you. I want to know what recent campaigns or recent videos or just even just an object that inspires you, whatever that is. And Omar, something that really stood out for me was when we would run through sort of other brands, not proposals, but other brands' designs, right, from the past. And I think you could kind of relate to me and say, yeah, this brand was in a similar place. So I would say again, it's not just the learning, but like the amount of clients you've worked with gives you this absolutely unique perspective that is so special.
Thank you. So far, in relation to advoz, what have you been able to achieve with the brand since using our services?
Yeah, so I mean, what we originally started with was sort of we really wanted a brand, not just for sort of building our company and our culture, but also to really resonate with our investors. And so, that was something that, in my perspective, investors really want to gravitate to something that feels real and something that feels tangible. And when you just go to them with a pitch deck that potentially doesn't have a brand associated with it, sometimes, not always, it can be harder for them to kind of really get the vision and the visuals of it. For us, we did everything, right? We created, little pillows. We created, we've got the big logo on the wall. So, for us, the design of the branding and the logo directly ties into the culture and the feeling and the vibe of the company. And so what we were able to do, and I would absolutely say the branding had a direct effect on this, is we were able to raise $400,000 for our startup. And we've continued to find success. We're now in the process of probably raising an additional 200 to a million, 200,000 to a million right now. And again, I would say there's a reason we haven't changed the brand, right? It's because it's worked really well. People resonate with it, and people just like it.
Right. And also like the brand is evolving and so far there's advoz 2.0 coming, I believe, this year. So you guys are still rocking it.
100%. Yeah. You know what? Like, it is something that will continue on for the very long-term future. And I would say hopefully soon more and more people who find you will know who we are. So we're excited.
Awesome. And Jordan, would you recommend the Present Pixel to other entrepreneurs, to other business owners? What's your take on that?
Yeah, you know what? It's not only would I have multiple times. I would wholeheartedly, because Omar, again, there's so many layers to sort of working with someone, right? And I think in today's world where there's so many options, right? There's so much competition. There's just with this global economy, we've got the internet at our fingertips, right? We've got freelance sites and all this opportunity before us. And so you know there's a human element to you, and there's the personal element to you that I think is so unique. um you want to work with good people, and that's something that I think is different about you. You're a good person. I enjoy working with you as a person. I enjoy having conversations with you. I would say sometimes our calls go well past the time limit because we end up just tangenting on something about life. And I think that is unique, and that perspective that you bring into that, because something I noticed about you as well, Omar, in terms of recommending you, is you don't just take on any project. And I think that's important for people to know, and that's not meant in a rude way to people, but you know when you're a high level skilled person, right, you can decide the projects you work on because you're in demand. And I think you know um, the fact that you kind of have that selective process where you're only really engaging with stuff, at least in my perspective, that you feel passionate about, um, it goes such a long way for a guy like me, for an entrepreneur, for someone who's hustling and working their arse off to build their dreams, right? To have someone who you feel kind of understands that goal and understands that perspective and supports that, it's been huge. So 100%, I would absolutely recommend the Present Pixel. I would recommend you, of course. And anyone who's thinking about working with you, just pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, start the project. There's 0% chance you'll be disappointed. As you can see, we love our logo. We love our branding guidelines. Again, for an app, for a software, having brands I meet that 2 or 3 years in, and they don't have a branding guidelines. They don't know which colors or work or which text. And so absolutely 100%, if you're thinking about working with Omar, please do. I highly recommend it. And I've never met the guy in person, so that's saying something.
Jordan, thank you so much for being here with me
Of
today.
course.
And I'll be sharing as well a link to your application and a link to your website so people can download the app. And wishing you all the success and all the best for you and for Team advoz.
My man, happy new year. It's going to be a huge 2020 for the Present Pixel and for advoz, and I can't wait.
Let's rock. All right, awesome. Cheers.